The hour of 12 noon having arrived, the House will come to order. Members, please take your seats. Sergeants at Arms, please close the doors of the House. Prayer today will be offered by our colleague, Representative Rivera. Immediately after prayer, we will recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Members and guests, please rise as able.
Good morning. In honor of a very special guest with me today and a new American, I offer this wish for our Commonwealth. May we as legislators come together today and every day with the common goal of paving the way for all Pennsylvanians to experience a healthy, fulfilling, and impactful life here in our Commonwealth and beyond. May we reflect on those who came before us and who paved the way for us to enjoy our rights and freedoms here in our beautiful Commonwealth. May we continue to honor the strength, courage, and resilience that envelop people who reach this country in pursuit of a better future, thereby positively impacting those of us who've already immigrated here prior. May we all have las ganas, the will to maximize our love, compassion, reach, support, understanding, and advocacy for those in need, because we're all in need in some way. May we always be willing to set an extra table at our dinner, to set an extra place at our dinner table and prepare an extra room in our homes, especially for a stranger. And may we remember that this country has been and continues to be built by the hands, minds, and hearts of those who came from somewhere else, who dared to believe that we belonged here, and we do. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Sergeant at Arms will open the doors of the House. Members and guests, please take your seats without objection. Approval of the Journal from Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025 will be postponed until printed. Colleagues, if you can just take your seats. Colleagues, if you can take your seats, we have a few guests that are here for the opening day of fall session. The House will come to order. Our colleague that serves the Lehigh, Representative McNeil, has a guest page here today. We are excited to welcome Logan Leeper, a 5th grade student at Nishman Middle School, where he is a member of the chorus, the Dungeons and Dragons Club. He's also in the Troop 25 Scout, and he also has his family in the gallery, his mother, his siblings, and their uncle. We are so excited to welcome Logan to the floor of the House. Our colleague that serves Juniata and Perry counties, Representative Stanball, has a guest page here today as well. We have Taylor Barr, a senior at Newport High School, where she is an active member and the president of the Future Farmers of America chapter and several other clubs and organizations. She looks forward to going to Pennsylvania State University this fall, where she will study criminal justice and join the ROTC program. Taylor, welcome to the floor of the House. Our colleague that serves Cumberland County, Representative DeLosier, has a guest page here today. We're thrilled to welcome Eliana Inch, a student at Mechanicsburg High School who is shadowing her representative, Representative DeLosier, for the day. Eliana, welcome. Representative Mincer, who serves Lancaster County, has Kale Smith, an 8th grade student, as a guest page today. From the Gerald Huskin Middle School, Kale aspires to be an elected official one day and hopefully will work with some of us. Welcome to the floor of the House. To the left of the speaker's rostrum, our colleague, Representative Malagary, who serves Montgomery County, has some special guests here. We're excited to welcome the Korean Taekwondo Grandmasters. They're celebrating September the 4th as Taekwondo Grandmasters Appreciation Day. We have, and please stand when I say your names, Grandmaster Chan Chung Kim, Grandmaster Poo-young Yu Lee, Grandmaster Ki Sik Che, Grandmaster Chung Soo Kim, Grandmaster Bong Phil Yang, Grandmaster Che Toi Kego, and we have a reporter who has been permitted to take video footage, Mr. N. Young Choi, on the floor of the House. Thank you all for contributing to Pennsylvania. Our colleague that serves York County, Representative Hill Evans, has an intern here today, Sarah Clem, who is shadowing Representative Hill Evans. Sarah, please stand. Sarah seated to the left of the speaker's rostrum. Sarah is a retired United States Marine Corps gunnery sergeant with over 2 decades of service and a lifetime of service rooted in integrity, grit, and real-world results. Raised in Southern York, she enlisted into the Marines at age 17 and served our nation for 23 years, including 7 combat deployments in Somalia, Iraq, and Afghanistan. Marine Corps Sergeant, welcome to the floor of the House. Thank you for serving our nation. Our colleague that serves Philadelphia County, Representative Isaacson, has one of her constituents here today for voting session. We are thrilled to have Lauren Rinaldi, who's a leader in the 18th Ward. She is a very successful artist, and I've seen some of her work of Representative Isaacson in Philadelphia. She's shadowing Representative Isaacson, joining with a group of women who are in the Emerge program in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Please stand. Welcome to the floor of the House this morning. Our colleague that serves Lancaster, Representative Smith Wade L., has some special guests to the left of the speaker's rostrum, along with Representative Rivera, who just prayed. We are excited to have Representative Rivera's oldest daughter, Itzia Rivera, who is one of the newest citizens here in the United States of America. Please stand. And we also have, welcome. Itzia Rivera is a graduate from Manheim Township High School. She's a healthcare professional at Lancaster General Hospital. She's a proud mom of 2 dogs, Nico and Toby, and she is in fact a sister and granddaughter in the Rivera family. Her brother Tyler is here along with her grandfather, Mr. Ramon Rivera Sr. Family, welcome to the floor of the House. So glad to have you. In the back of the House, our colleague that serves Philadelphia County has some very special constituents here. Representative Bellman has Yvette Young and Erica Ford shadowing him today. Please stand. Yvette and Erica, welcome to the floor of the House. Our colleague that serves Allegheny County, Representative Powell, has some special guests in the back of the House. We're excited to have John Irario and his family here in Harrisburg. John served the Marine Corps from 1953 to 1956 as a sergeant. He received the Korean Service Medal. He also won several other gold medals in his athleticism. He's an Olympian. He's won in the long jump and the 50-meter sprint and the 100-meter sprint in the National Senior Olympics, both in 2005 and wait for it, in 2023. John, we're so proud of you and thank you for your service. Welcome to the floor of the House. In the back of the House, our colleague, Representative Solomon, welcomes Rebecca Starr, who is shadowing him for the day. Rebecca, if you're in the back of the House, thank you. The instructions are not accurate today, but Rebecca is on the left of the speaker's rostrum. Rebecca, we welcome you to the floor. Thank you for being here. In the gallery, our colleague, Representative Stats, who serves Bucks County, has the Faith Christian Academy basketball team. These students are the 2025 PIAA State Class AA champions, baseball team, excuse me. They won their second consecutive title, and they're furthering distinguished themselves by capturing 22 wins and only 2 losses. Faith Christian Academy baseball team, congratulations. Please stand. Welcome to the floor of the House. Our colleague that serves Allegheny County, Representative Schaefer, has his legislative district office team in the gallery. We're thrilled to welcome Connor McDonald, Cooper Rebert, who are visiting the Capitol today. Connor and Cooper, please wave your hands or stand so we can acknowledge you. Welcome to the floor of the House. Representative Alsamer, who serves both Pike and Wayne counties, has some students in the gallery. We're welcoming Maverick Elliott, an 8-year-old wrestler from Milford who's been wrestling since he was 4 years old. He finished 2nd grade with all A's. This year, he won back-to-back state wrestling championships under the 8 division, giving no points to his opponents. And he's ranked 2nd in the country in his weight class and age. Maverick, we're so proud of you. Congratulations. Keep fighting. Are there requests for leaves of absence? The chair recognizes the majority whip, who indicates there are none. The chair recognizes the minority whip, who indicates there are none. Chair is about to take the master roll call. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote. 203 members have been voted on the master roll call. A quorum is present. Chair grants permission to In Young Cho of YTN, a South Korean 24-hour TV network, to capture video for a period not to exceed 10 minutes. Chair recognizes the gentleman from Beaver, Majority Caucus Chair, Representative Matsey, for a caucus announcement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. House Democrats will caucus at 1:30 p.m. 1:30 p.m. We will be prepared to return to the floor at 2:30 p.m. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair thanks the gentleman. Chair recognizes the gentlelady from Philadelphia, Representative White, for a caucus announcement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. House Republicans will caucus at 1:30 and plan to return to the floor at 2:30. Again, House Republicans will caucus at 1:30. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair thanks the gentlelady. Chair recognizes the gentleman from Lackawanna County, Representative Mullins, for a committee announcement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Appropriations Committee will meet at 1:15 p.m. in the Majority Caucus Room. All members of the Appropriations Committee, please note that the Appropriations Committee will meet at 1:15 p.m. in the Majority Caucus Room. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair thanks the gentleman. Chair seeking additional announcements. The House will stand in recess until the Chair recognizes the Majority Leader who calls up House Resolution 265, printers number 1963, on page 11 of today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the resolution.
A resolution designating September 4th, 2025 as Taekwondo Grandmasters Appreciation Day in Pennsylvania, introduced by Representative Malagari.
Will the House agree to the resolution? Those in favor of the resolution will be voting aye. Those opposed will be voting no. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote on the resolution. The ayes are 198, the nays are 5. The resolution is adopted. The House will stand in recess until 2:30 p.m. unless sooner recalled by the Speaker. hour of 2:45 having arrived, the House will come to order. The Chair recognizes Representative Harris, Chair of the Committee on Appropriations, who reports the following bills. House Bill 97, re-reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? House Bill 1108, re-reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? House Bill 1667, re-reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? The Chair recognizes Representative McNeil, Chair of the Committee on Children and Youth, who reports the following bills. The following resolutions. House Resolution 211, reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? House Resolution 256, reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? House Resolution 298, reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? House Resolution 299, reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? Chair recognizes Representative Williams, Chair of the Committee on Human Services, who reports the following resolutions. H.R. 290, reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? H.R. 291, reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? H.R. 312, reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? H.R. 313, reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? The Chair recognizes Representative Vitale, Chair of the Committee on Environmental and Natural Resource Protection, who reports the following bill. House Bill 664, reported as committed. Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? The Chair recognizes Representative Mark Kozik, Chair of the Committee on Housing and Community Development, who reports the following bills. House Bill 1492, reported as amended. Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? House Bill 1874, reported as committed. Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? The Chair recognizes Representative Solomon, Chair of the Committee on Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness, who reports the following resolutions. H.R. 201, reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? H.R. 260, reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? H.R. 303, reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? H.R. 310, reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? H.R. 310, reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? H.R. 314, reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? H.R. 321, reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? The Chair recognizes Representative Solomon, Chair of the Committee on Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness, who reports the following bill with a request that it be re-referred. HB 1777 to the Committee on Local Government. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? The Chair is in receipt of an actuarial note from the Independent Fiscal Office regarding the following, which the clerk will now read.
House Bill 1322, Penders number 1514.
The Chair is in receipt of the following report, which the clerk will now read.
An annual report as required by the Solicitation of Funds, Charitable Purposes Act from the Pennsylvania Department of State regarding its 2025 Annual Charities Report.
Chair referred the following bills, which the clerk will now read.
Referral, September 25th, 2025. House Resolution 323, Agriculture, Rural Affairs. House Bill 1877, Education. House Bill 1878, Housing and Community Development. House Resolution 325, House Bill 1879, Labor and Industry, House Bill 1876, Local Government, House Resolution 324 to State Government. Referral September 26, 2025. House Bill 1882, Commerce, House Bill 1880, Judiciary, House Bill 1881, Professional Licensure, House Resolution 326, Tourism, Recreation, Economic Development. Referral September 29, 2025. House Resolution 327, Agricultural Rural Affairs. House Bill 1883, House Bill 1885, House Bill 1889, those three to education. House Bill 1884, House Bill 1886, both to environmental and natural resource protection. House Bill 1887, judiciary. House Bill 1888, tourism, recreation, and economic development. And House Resolution 328 to Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness.
Colleagues, if I can have your attention, the Chair recognizes two legislative interns who are in the back of the House. They are from the office of our colleague that serves Northampton, Representative Samuelson. We have Sophia Merlino, a senior at Lehigh University, studying history and political science. And we also have Camilla Mora, a senior at Lehigh University, who is studying political science. Legislative fall interns, please stand. Welcome to the floor of the House. Colleagues, if you can take your seats, we're going to go to the gentleman from York. Colleagues, if you can please take your seats. The Chair recognizes the Minority Chair of State Government, Representative Grove. Please take your seats. Take all conversation off of the floor of the House. Please take your seats, colleagues.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's with a heavy heart to report the loss of 3 Northern Regional Police Department officers in the line of duty and 2 injured officers. The injured officers are in stable condition, and I'm happy to report 1 has been released from the hospital last week. Please keep these 2 recovering officers in your prayers and thoughts during their recovery. Detective Sergeant Cody Becker, end of watch, September 17th, 2025. He leaves behind his wife, Jordan, and 2 young children, Canton and Rin. Detective Mark Baker, end of watch, September 17th, 2025. Leaves behind his wife, Peggy, and father of 5 children, Cody, Rebecca, Chance, and he joins his daughter, Faith, in heaven. Detective Isaiah Emenheiser, end of watch, September 17th, 2025. Leaves behind his wife, Lana, and 2 children, Turner and Taylor. These 3 officers not only are public servants, but are very involved in our community. Their deaths have hit York County hard with both depth and breadth. I've yet to interact with my fellow York County resident who didn't have a short story about Cody, Mark, or Isaiah. While this tragedy has been profound and heartbreaking, I would be remiss if I did not thank the Pennsylvania State Police and the York County law enforcement community for covering shifts to allow Northern Regional family to mourn. Pennsylvania State Police went a step further. Their logistical assistance ensured Cody, Mark, and Isaiah were buried with the honors and ensured the security of the event. Without their support, care, professionalism, the officers would not have, this burial would not have happened. Commissioner Paris, the entire Pennsylvania State Police leadership, and the men and women of the state police, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. To WellSpan Hospital System, thank you for the life-saving treatment of our injured officers and treating their families and fellow law enforcement with such care. To Living Word Community Church, the Wagner-Elferberg Funeral Home, and Spring Grove School District, thank you for your help with the burial services and all the logistics that it entailed. To all the businesses that are supporting our officers through fundraising and donations, thank you. To York County, you have all been amazing. You showed up and showed out to honor our fallen and grieve with their family and friends. Your love and support has been amazing, and I know Cody, Mark, and Isaiah's families appreciate it. Thank you, York County, for being there for a Thin Blue Line. Madam Speaker, we will continue formally honoring these fallen heroes with condolence resolutions and bridge namers. We look forward to working with you, Madam Speaker, and our transportation chairs on this endeavor. On a personal note, I'd just like to thank Chairman Briggs for taking the time to honor our fallen last Monday. The committee's professionalism and dignity was much appreciated and comforting. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the time today, Madam Speaker, and please let us all keep these officers' families in our prayers and our thoughts over the next few months as they continue to recover and heal from this horrible tragedy. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair thanks the gentleman, and Chair extends deepest condolences to these families and continued prayers for all of our law enforcement across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania for their safety and protection, along with that of our communities. Colleagues, let's encourage our York County members. Thank you. The chair recognizes the Majority Leader, who calls up House Bill 706, printers number 0725, on page 5 of today's House calendar. The clerk will read a summary of the bill.
This bill allows counties to waive license fee to carry fees for honorably discharged veterans or an individual 65 years of age or older.
Will the House agree to the bill? It's agreed to. The chair recognizes the Majority Leader, who calls up House Bill 1593, printers number 1905, on page 5 of today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the bill.
This bill ensures all firearm sales be subject to a background check.
Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? The chair recognizes the Majority Leader, who calls up House Bill 1651, printers number 2004, on page 7 of today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the bill.
This bill amends the second-class township code to provide for expedited process for filled township supervisor vacancies.
Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? The chair recognizes the Majority Leader, who calls up House Bill 1099, printers number 1213, on page 5 of today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the bill.
This bill provides for the offense of manufacture, import, sale, delivery, possession, transfer, or receipt of undetectable firearms.
Will the House agree to the bill? Representative Kephart offers A 01740. Will the House agree to the amendment? On that, gentleman withdraws. Chair thanks the gentleman. Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? The chair recognizes the Majority Leader, who calls up House Bill 1859, printers number 2302, on page 6 of today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the bill.
This bill creates extreme risk protection orders to temporarily prohibit persons who are a substantial risk of suicide or causing death or serious bodily injury to another from possessing a firearm.
Will the House agree to the bill? Representative Kephart offers A 01742. The gentleman withdraws. Chair thanks the gentleman. Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? Chair recognizes Majority Leader. The chair recognizes the Majority Leader, who calls up House Bill 1615, printers number 1976, on page 5 of today's House calendar. The clerk will read a summary of the bill.
This bill establishes a driving under the influence treatment program.
Will the House agree to the bill? Representative Hohenstein offers A 01603. Will the House agree to the amendment? On that question, the chair recognizes the maker of the amendment, gentleman from Philadelphia County, Representative Hohenstein.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise today to ask my colleagues support this amendment, 1603, from Chairman Briggs. Democratic and Republican staff worked together tirelessly on this issue over the summer, and this is an agreed-to amendment. It is the product of truly bipartisan effort on both of the chairman's parts from Judiciary, and I ask all of my colleagues to support the bill and the amendment. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair thanks the gentleman. On that question, chair recognizes the gentleman from Franklin, Minority Chair of Judiciary, Representative Kaufman.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I appreciate the good work of the majority chairman and the majority staff of Judiciary in working through the language of this amendment and the legislation, and this amendment is agreed to. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair thanks the gentleman. Those in favor of the amendment will be voting aye. Those opposed will be voting no. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote on the amendment. The ayes are 202, the nays are 1. The amendment's agreed to. Will the House agree to the bill? It's agreed to. The bill as amended will be reprinted. The chair recognizes the majority leader who calls up House Bill 97, printers number 0080 on page 2 of supplemental calendar A. Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? The clerk will read the title and a brief description of the bill.
This bill provides for equitable division of marital property.
This bill has been considered on 3 different days and agreed to. The question is, shall the bill pass the House finally? Agreeable to the provisions of the Constitution, the yeas and nays will now be taken. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote on final passage of the bill. The yeas are 121, the nays are 82. Majority required by the Constitution having voted in the affirmative, the bill passes the House finally, and the clerk will return the same to the Senate for concurrence. The chair recognizes the majority leader, calls up House Bill 589, printers number 2104 on page 10 of today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the bill.
This bill establishes the landslide and sinkhole insurance program.
Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? The clerk will read the title and a brief description of the bill.
This bill establishes the landslide and sinkhole insurance program.
This bill's been considered on 3 different days and agreed to. The question is, shall the bill pass the House finally? On that question, chair recognizes the maker of the bill, the gentlelady from Allegheny County, Representative Kincaid.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, this is a bill that has been a long time in the making. As far back as 1977, the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette recognized that landslides were a major issue for southwestern Pennsylvania. And I want to thank the colleagues who came before me and championed this legislation, including the gentlelady from Allegheny County, Representative Kulik, who carried this bill before I did. I want you all to imagine being a newlywed, starting a life with somebody, putting your life savings into a house because you have been told that this is the way that you build generational wealth. This is how you take care of your family moving forward. And then because of a major rainstorm, your house and everything in it is gone in an instant. That happens to people all across Pennsylvania all the time, and yet there are no ways for people in Pennsylvania to be able to recover from landslide damage or from sinkhole damage. Southwestern Pennsylvania has one of the highest rates of landslides in the nation, but landslides impact areas all across our Commonwealth. And for those who are not impacted by landslides, don't worry, we have a special prize for you too. Because in places where landslides are not prevalent in Pennsylvania, sinkholes are prevalent. Or you could have a district like the gentlelady from Allegheny County, from Swissvale, Representative Salisbury, who has a preponderance of both. The reality is that government is supposed to step in when no one else is helping. And we have seen in other states the requirement that private companies, private insurance cover landslides. And what happens is that coverage is not provided. These companies just pull entirely out of the market. And in Pennsylvania, we have a successful model for this. We have the only state-based insurance program for land movement in the country in our mine subsidence insurance program. 60 years ago, we recognized that private insurance was not covering the damage as the result of mine subsidence, which was not the fault of the owners of these properties. And we did something about it. And that program has been overwhelmingly successful, and it now stands on its own. It is paid for entirely by premiums from the folks who pay into this program and receive the benefits. And that is what this program will do. This program seeks to set up an insurance fund that would be self-sustaining, and thanks to the gentleman from the 84th District, we have made this better so that when the program gets to a point where it is solvent, it will repay the funds that are initially seeding it. This is a responsible way to make sure that our friends and neighbors who are impacted by landslides can get out from under a mortgage and get into a home. And I recognize that in the history of this body, this legislation will be less than a footnote. In fact, it's probably not even the most significant or memorable legislation that will move today. But it will transform lives, and it will ensure that people do not go into bankruptcy because they have lost their home through no fault of their own. And I want to thank the gentleman from Center County, Representative Takak, for advocating for his constituents to make sure that this program not only covers landslides but also covers sinkholes, because the simple fact of the matter is there is no other insurance that will help people who are impacted by these events. And these people are impacted through no fault of their own. So I would ask for an affirmative vote. I would ask you to help the people of southwestern Pennsylvania. I would ask you to do what we should have done 60 years ago and help to ensure that the people of Pennsylvania are on solid ground. Thank you.
Chair thanks the maker of the bill. On that question, Chair recognizes the gentlelady from Allegheny County, Representative Gatos.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Representative Kincaid, for all the work that you've done on this bill. As you've mentioned, that this has been multiple decades in the making, and landslides have plagued our state and our Commonwealth for many, many years, and this has been a huge issue. I happen to think that this piece of legislation will be long-lasting and is probably the most important thing that we can vote on going forward. I think that this will have a long-lasting effect for the Commonwealth for decades to come. As Representative Kincaid had stated, that this legislation has gone under significant revisions. And again, thank you for all the individuals and all the House members who worked on this to truly work together in a bipartisan manner to make this bill work for the Commonwealth. This is a piece of legislation that is going to put this fund through the DCED instead of through a DEP. And that is because this does affect so many people across the Commonwealth. It creates this landslide and sinkhole insurance program into a dedicated fund to provide insurance for people and municipalities who might not otherwise have or afford the coverage for any of this. I repeat that there is really no such thing as landslide coverage, landslide insurance, but this will make a difference. With it being a dedicated fund, a lot of people will say, well, why are we creating a brand new fund? The reality is that your tax dollars are going to pay for these things anyway through emergency funding. This puts it into a dedicated fund so that it could help and assist municipalities and individuals in an expedited manner, in an expedited way and a dedicated way. It's much more accountable to do it this way to help our communities. As Representative Kincaid had mentioned, that this bill does include a lot of things in here, but most importantly, the money that initially funds it, once the premiums are paid, it will go back to pay, back into the general fund to pay for this, so that the Commonwealth can pay for many other things that are needed. It truly is the way that government should operate, and government should be doing things that are big things to help people. One of the driving forces behind this legislation is the fact that most standard homeowners insurance policies do not cover landslides. In my particular district in Western Pennsylvania, landslides are a regular occurrence. It oftentimes is not just the homeowner, it actually takes out roads and it prevents people from getting to work. So it has huge economic impacts. And sometimes the local municipalities can't afford to pay for them. We are very fortunate to have the type of land that we have in Pennsylvania, but that same type of land that delivers gas and oil and enriched our great Commonwealth also has created these problems. House Bill 589 is a proactive step to making and helping our communities thrive. It is a modest measure, but it will be meaningful, and it'll be meaningful to come. I urge my colleagues to vote for this bill, House Bill 589. Thank you.
Chair thanks the gentlelady. Agreeable to the provisions of the Constitution, the yeas and nays will now be taken. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? 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 Clerk will record the vote on final passage of the bill. The yeas are 152, the nays are 51. Majority required by the Constitution having voted in the affirmative, the bill passes the House finally. Clerk will return the same to the Senate for concurrence. The chair recognizes the Majority Leader. Calls up House Bill 1108, printer's number 1940 on page 1 of Supplemental Calendar A. Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? The clerk will read the title and a brief description of the bill.
This bill provides for co-payments for subsidized child care.
This bill is being considered on 3 different days and agreed to. The question is, shall the bill pass the House finally? On that question, Chair recognizes the gentleman from Westmoreland, the maker of the bill, Representative Nelson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I'll seek to be brief in my remarks. I'd like to first thank the good gentleman from the City of Brotherly Love, Representative Gorell, for co-sponsoring this, and the executive directors and committee staff on Human and Services, both chairs of Human Service Committee, for their work, and the administration itself. Our goal being able to help working families work their way out of poverty. Just want to share with the Chamber support for this legislation. RCPA, the Pennsylvania Chamber of Commerce, PA Partnerships for Children, the Shapiro administration, and the Association for Education and Young Children. And Madam Speaker, I'll submit my remarks for the record.
The chair thanks the maker of the bill. Agreeable to the provisions of the Constitution, the yeas and nays will now be taken. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? 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 Clerk will record the vote on final passage of the bill. The yeas are 198, the nays are 5. Majority required by the Constitution. Having voted in the affirmative, the bill passes the House finally. Clerk will return the same to the Senate for concurrence. The chair recognizes the Majority Leader who calls up House Bill 1212, printers number 1935, on page 9 of today's House calendar. Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? Clerk will read the title and a brief description of the bill.
This bill provides for drug screening and awareness education and for fatherhood engagement in maternal health.
Will the House agree to the bill? On that question, the chair recognizes the maker of the bill, the gentleman from Allegheny County, Representative Abney.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise today as a proud father and husband in support of House Bill 1212. Madam Speaker, oftentimes when we are having the very important conversation around maternal health, we focus, rightfully so, a lot of the conversations and the programs around women and their children. However, oftentimes when we do that, there are a lot of fathers and dads who sometimes feel a little lost in the sauce or uncertain about where they fit in this conversation around maternal health. And so House Bill 1212, affectionately known as the Pennsylvania Dads Matter Act, will look to try to address that to some extent. It is modeled off of federal bipartisan legislation that was introduced several years ago. And so House Bill 1212, if fully enacted, it would instruct our PA Department of Health to launch a public awareness campaign to talk about the important role and impacts that fathers have on maternal health outcomes. It would both, pre-pregnancy, during pregnancy, as well as post-pregnancy. It would also give guidance to our healthcare professionals and the practitioners about some of the best practices that they could infuse and impart in their practice to engage and bring in more fathers through the maternal health process. And so with that, I just want to take an opportunity to thank the chair of the Health Committee for moving this bill through his committee in bipartisan fashion. I also want to take a moment to thank the co-chairs of the Black Maternal Health Caucus, as well as yourself, Madam Chair, for giving me the opportunity to lead on this bill. And I want to thank the co-chairs of the Black Maternal Health Caucus for really being intentional about creating a space for the fellas to be on the Momnibus. And so for all those reasons and more, Madam Speaker, I will be a yes on House Bill 1212, and I ask my colleagues to do the same. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair thanks the maker of the bill. On that question, Chair recognizes the gentlelady from Warren. Madam Chair, for Health Committee, Representative Rapp.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to thank the prime sponsor for this bill. I believe it sends a strong message to fathers regarding their involvement in a child's life. It's my hope, Madam Speaker, that with this bill, with the encouraging of the support of fathers, that we will see more supports for women in the care of their child from pregnancy to birth. And I just wanted to read to the members just a small part of the purpose of the bill, which directs the Department of Health to conduct a public awareness campaign about the importance of including fathers to improve outcomes during pregnancy, childbirth, postpartum, and to encourage healthcare providers to engage fathers during prenatal care and the birthing process. Because when fathers are engaged during pregnancy, maternal health outcomes improve. And so let's take action. And Madam Speaker, one of the other reasons that I'm so supportive of this bill, I hope and believe that when men first hear the news that they will be a father, that this will encourage their support to the mother of their child, and with the support of the father being involved in that mother's life, that more moms across the state of Pennsylvania, with the support of the father, will choose life for their child. I want to thank again the prime sponsor, and thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair thanks the gentlelady. Chair recognizes the gentleman from Westmoreland, Representative Nelson. Gentleman waves off. Chair recognizes the gentlelady from Fayette, Representative Krupa.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise today in strong support of House Bill 1212, the Pennsylvania Dads Matter Act. I want to thank the prime sponsors for bringing forward this thoughtful legislation that recognizes something we don't often hear in today's society: the vital importance of fathers in the family unit. Far too long, our culture has sent the message that fathers are optional or even unnecessary. But we know from experience, from data, and from common sense that nothing could be further from the truth. A child thrives when both parents are engaged. A mother benefits from support when a father is present and active. And a community is strengthened when families are whole and healthy. This bill is not simply about policy, it's about affirming the truth that fathers matter. Engaging dads in maternal health is more than a feel-good initiative. It's a recognition that a strong father figure provides stability, encouragement, and love that cannot be replaced. When fathers are connected, children are healthier, mothers are supported, and families are stronger. We should be doing everything we can to reinforce the family unit, because strong families are the bedrock of thriving communities. I applaud the sponsors for taking a stand in support of fathers, for recognizing their God-given role, and for advancing legislation that encourages and supports their engagement. If we want thriving communities tomorrow, we must defend strong families with strong fathers today. Thank you.
Chair thanks the gentlelady. Agreeable to the provisions of the Constitution, the yeas and nays will now be taken. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote on final passage of the bill. The yeas are 198, the nays are 5. Majority required by the Constitution. Having voted in affirmative, the bill passes the House finally. Clerk will return the same to the Senate for concurrence. The chair recognizes Majority Leader, who calls up House Bill 1667, printers number 2043, on page 1 of Supplemental Calendar A. Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? The clerk will read the title and a brief description of the bill.
This bill offers technical fix to the Rural Jobs and Investment Tax Credit, allowing program funds to be distributed.
This bill's been considered on 3 different days and agreed to. The question is, shall the bill pass the House finally? On that question, the chair recognizes the maker of the bill, the gentleman from Center County, Representative Tay Keck.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Today, I rise in support of House Bill 1667. It's a technical fix to the reauthorization of the Rural Jobs Investment Tax Credit. It clarifies and it refines language that's already been approved by this body. Doing so will free up $50 million in much-needed investment in our rural communities. This is an outstanding example of public-private partnerships. It's a proven program that rewards successful job creation in those places where they're so necessary and impactful. And I'd like to close by thanking my colleagues on both sides of the aisle who've supported this over many years, including our colleague, the gentleman from Lancaster, Chairman Greiner, for his championship of this over time. So thank you very much. I'd like to ask for your support for House Bill 1667. Thank you very much.
Chair thanks the maker of the bill. Agreeable to the provisions of the Constitution, the yeas and nays will now be taken. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote on final passage of the bill. The yeas are 182, the nays are 21. A majority required by the Constitution. Having voted in the affirmative, the bill passes the House finally, and the clerk will return the same to the Senate for concurrence. Colleagues, if I can have your attention, we have two announcements. In the gallery, the chair is pleased to welcome women from the Emerge program. Please stand. Welcome to the floor of the House. And on this great day in history, our colleague from Bucks County entered the world. Happy birthday, Sister Rep, Representative Tomlinson. Glad to celebrate with you here in Harrisburg. Chair, refer the following bills, which the clerk will now read.
Referral September 29, 2025. House Resolution 330, Aging and Older Adult Services. House Bill 1892, Consumer Protection, Technology and Utilities. House Bill 1890, Education. House Resolution 331, House Bill 1891, both to Judiciary. House Bill 1893, Local Government. House Resolution 329 to Tourism, Recreation, and Economic Development.
Majority Leader moves that the following bills be recommitted to the Committee on Appropriations. House Bill 706, House Bill 1099, House Bill 1593, House Bill 1615, House Bill 1651, House Bill 1859. Majority Leader moves that the following bill be removed from the table calendar and be placed on the active calendar. House Bill 1702. Chairs in receipt of a motion from the Gentle Lady from Bucks County, Representative Tomlinson, that the House now adjourn till Tuesday, September 30th, 2025 at 11 a.m. unless sooner recalled by the Speaker. Questions on the motion? Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and the House stands adjourned until Tuesday, September 30th, 2025 at 11 a.m. unless sooner recalled by the Speaker.